It's 6:30 in the morning. I've just done an hour's exercise, Johannesburg chilly this morning, but so invigorating to be outside. I'm wearing my Ironman 70.3 World Championship finisher t-shirt, needing to try and feel strong in my head, and I'm just taking some time out to be quiet, to be mindful. I've stolen McKinnon's mug this morning, my teenage daughter. It says that I'm surrounded by idiots, and the reason for that is because I'm needing to step away from the world for a second. And I think it's really, really important that we do that. So while the rest of the house is sleeping, I'm just taking a moment to be mindful. It's very important that in times of suffering, in times when we are taking strain, what I like to do is take myself back to a time when things were worse. I've already told you that you're a survivor of absolutely everything that you've ever been through in your life. But sometimes what you need to do is you remind yourself of those times that you have survived. So I take myself back to moments like this, which were incredibly hard. There was a lot of pain and suffering. I landed up in the medical tent afterwards. And if I can survive that, I take myself back to the moment, how I felt, the emotions, and then I bring myself into the present. And when I come back into the present, I realize, wow, this actually is not so bad. And for me, it's very important that in a time of suffering, that I control my thoughts, because that's all we can really control. And our brains are only capable of holding one particular thought at any given time. So through an Ironman, what I try and do is repeat a mantra over and over again to myself, which is I'm strong, feeling good, strong, powerful, strong, feeling good. And I say it, and it's very important that you say it, and you say it with intention. So if you see a video of me running an Ironman 10 to 1, you see my mouth moving, you're thinking, what the hell is this guy saying? I'm repeating a mantra to myself. And because I'm putting the thought intentionally in my head, I am going to be feeling better. Why? Because it's the law of attraction. Whatever we think, we attract more of. But I go one step further, and I think that's very important in times like this when we're trying to be mindful. So in an Ironman, you have a race number and your name is printed underneath, and you wear it on the front in the run. And the supporters in the Ironman are just phenomenal. They line the streets and everybody's trying to encourage you and support you, and it's just amazing. So you'll get the Rich, looking good. Hey Rich, hang in there buddy. Hey Richard, almost there, whatever it is. And what happens towards the end, and the rules for the run in an Ironman are quite simple. You can run, you can walk, you can crawl, but just keep moving forward. That's it, just keep moving forward. But sometimes even that act of moving forward is excruciatingly painful. You might be cramping, your legs might be cramping up, you might just be absolutely finished and feel that you're in a world of pain. So what I do is I can't afford to be distracted, because I need to control the thoughts in my head. And if I can control that, if I can bring myself into being mindful and control that, and try and stop thinking about everything else, then I've got a better chance of being able to move forward. So what I do is I take my number and I fold it over so that people can't see my name. Because every time I hear my name, I'm distracted. I'm like, ooh. And it doesn't matter how hard you try not to, you recognize the fact, and you want to recognize that somebody's taking their time to encourage you, and you want to say thank you or whatever it is, but it breaks your attention away from where you're trying to be right now. And for us at home, that's also quite hard. It might be your kids shouting for something, they're needing something, homework, something. It could be a really young kid going, wah! It could be your spouse, your significant other, it could be your boss, it could be your colleagues. Everybody's shouting for a piece of your attention. There's so much noise right now, there's so much emotion that's running high. And I think it's absolutely critical that we try and spend a little bit of time every single day in a place where we can bring ourselves back to be mindful, to intentionally put thoughts in our head, or take all the thoughts out of our head. That's an even harder thing to do from a meditational point of view. But just to try and be mindful and try and bring ourselves back to this place where all we're concentrating on is the breathing. It's breathing in, it's breathing out in time to for me, the rhythm of whatever I'm doing. But it's an incredibly powerful act. And it's something that's going to help you to set up your day, to have a better day, to achieve more, to love more, to live more deeply in the present. And I encourage you to do that. Until next time, cheers.